Hello guys, it's I am Bonnie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Yeah, so today I'm going to talk about sustainable aviation fuel. So currently we are in a world whereby we are trying to reduce the emission of carbon into the atmosphere because of climate change. It's causing increased global warming and hence the climate change. So in aviation, that is not avoidable because also there are aviation operations that contribute to climate change, and therefore we have to develop mitigating measures, guys. So one of the ways we are trying to tackle climate change in aviation sector is through the development of fuel that is environmentally friendly. So being environmentally friendly mean it does not release a lot of carbon, or it releases no or less carbon to the atmosphere, and that is because carbon is very dangerous. It destroys the ozone layer, and once the ozone layer is destroyed, there are increased temperatures on the earth, in the earth that penetrates to the atmosphere. And now with increased temperatures comes unpredictable weather events such as flash floods, reduced ice in the polar regions, increased droughts in some areas, and famine. Droughts and famine go together because when there is too much drought, farming is affected, and therefore there is too much famine. Yeah, so let me not digress so much. So let me talk about the sustainable aviation fuel. So sustainable aviation fuel in abbreviation is SAF, that's SAF. So there is a company, an airline that has embraced sustainable aviation so much, and that is called Emirates. So Emirates airline has embraced sustainable aviation fuel consumption because in its quest to help in climate change mitigation. Because as you know, climate change is like the meme of the day. It's the topic of the day. It's very hot and it is being discussed everywhere around the globe. And a lot of things are being done. So companies are coming forward to take part in that, and Emirates is one of them. So there is a company called Nest. It's a Finnish company from Finland, and it is coming up with technologies to help in mitigating climate change. Yeah, so it is developing so much different solutions, not only in aviation but also things we use at home, food, trying to tackle climate change and its effects. So it has developed sustainable aviation fuel, and it has a goal such that by 2035, around 20 million tons of carbon will have been capped from being released. Like it aims that by 2035 it will have helped in mitigating the emission of 20 million tons of carbon into the atmosphere. So you see that is huge, and this is a very big company. These are around 3 trillion, uh, 3 uh, 3 trillion in Kenya shillings. Let me see in terms of dollars. 3 trillion is like 200 200 million, 200 billion dollar company. It's a very big company, actually. It's close to $200 billion company. Yeah, so it is a worldwide company and very big company, and with its robust resources, it can be able to come up with different technologies to help in mitigating climate change. Yeah, and the development of sustainable aviation fuel, it is very capital intensive. It requires very high level of technology. Remember, this is aircraft fuel, and it's an alternative to the traditional jet fuel. And so it is it requires a very high technology, and sustainable aviation fuel, they develop it, they develop in as far as they use normal raw materials, but technology is very high. So they use like animal wastes, couple animal fat wastes, they used cooking oil. So they use the renewable, they use what can we say, organic materials, especially food, things to do with food and something. um, and home wastes to make aircraft fuel. So you can imagine that must be a very intelligent technology being used in that field. And what I can say is that the jet fuel, once it is used, what it can be used using the traditional like now, you know, jet fuel is being used, but now sustainable aviation fuel can be used with the same systems, the same engines, the same fueling systems in airports. Like it is just the same. There is no alteration of anything. Like for example, you know, when in the airports there are those structures that carry fuel, those infrastructures. So there is no alteration in any case from those structures and aircraft systems. It doesn't affect anything. And so you can see that's one of the advantages. You don't need to change anything. And another advantage is that it reduces carbon emission by 80%. So like if for example, if a given unit of normal jet fuel can release 1,000 tons of uh, of carbon to the atmosphere. This one releases only 200. So you can see that's a very big plus. And with the evolution of the technology, it will come to zero in future. That's its hope. So yeah. So Emirates, I didn't finish that story. Emirates is taking that fuel from that sustainable aviation fuel from uh, an airport in Changi Airport in Singapore. Yeah, so that's where it is taking that fuel. So the fueling systems, like the stations for delivery of those fuels across the world, have not been diversified so much. It's an upcoming technology and system. These are things. These are upcoming trends. So they are being developed. They are being expanded slowly and slowly across the world. Yeah. So I hope you've gotten something. And whenever something pops up in aviation sector, I must share with you guys. And I know we are going to learn a lot. So thank you so much. Welcome. Be blessed. And I appreciate so much for watching my video. And kindly comment. Let us interact in the chat comment section. And I know it will be all great as we learn more in the aviation sector. Thank you so much. Be blessed. Bye bye, guys.